Aloha! Welcome to Keys to Success, which is live on the Think Tech live streaming network series, weekly on Thursdays at 11 a.m. We are your hosts. My name is Danelia, D-A-N-E-L-I-A.
And I'm the other half of the duo, John Newman. Welcome to the show.
Mahalo for joining us today. You can catch us live on stream at livestream.com on the thinktechhawaii.com channel. We also encourage you to call our hotline at 415-871-2474 to join our conversation, or tweet us at thinktechhi if you have any questions or comments. The goal of our weekly show, Keys to Success, is to provide professional and personal development tools and profound insights on how to achieve success in life, career, and/or business.
Tautai Mata Pala Pala.
Barry Rose was our guest on our last show, and his words of wisdom with regards to his keys to success can be found on Newman Consulting Services landing page, danelia.org. Our theme for today is growing your business.
Joining us in the studio today is Reg Baker, who is a nationally recognized expert on small and mid-sized businesses. Reg has been quoted in the Pacific Business News, Star Advertiser, and Fox News Radio and Television. He serves on the National Board of Directors for Small Businesses Administrative Regulatory Fairness Board, and is the chair of Region 9, which includes California, Arizona, Nevada, Hawaii, Guam, and American Samoa, right?
Right.
Okay, I didn't say Western Samoa.
No.
All right, okay. He chairs the Small Business and Entrepreneur Committee of the Hawaii State Chamber of Commerce and hosts Business in Hawaii with Reg Baker. Reg has over 25 years of experience, both owning and as small and mid-sized business advisors, where he advises the owners of focusing on startups, stress company turnarounds, and taking companies to the next level, as well as wealth management for owners. Reg serves on a plethora of other committees, boards, and councils. Welcome. Mahalo for joining us today.
It's such an honor to be on the show today. Thank you both.
Thank you, Reg, for being with us here.
Reg, can you share with our viewers what your definition of business success is?
You know, business success from my perspective tends to change over time. When I first went into business, I had a target, a goal, an ambition to do certain things. And then once I hit that, then I started to shift. And as I got older, those goals and successes started to change and shift a little bit. Today, when you ask me what business success is, from my own perspective, it's working with people that I like, that I enjoy, and doing what I enjoy doing.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. And what were some of the challenges that you ran into, some of the major challenges that you encountered building your business, while you were building your business, if you can share that with us?
Well, you know, when I first started my business, it was a very competitive environment. You know, being a CPA, I went out and opened up a CPA firm. There's 1,600 CPAs in Hawaii.
Wow.
About 700 to 800 of them are in public practice. And that doesn't even include the regular tax preparers, bookkeepers, accountants. So it was a very crowded industry. There was a lot of competition. So one of the challenges was to try to get established, get the brand out there, get people to know who I was, what I did, and start, you know, just picking up new accounts.
And how did you do that?
Well, a lot of promotion, you know, and I did what I call the 5 Ps.
Right.
Right? So my 5 Ps to success is, first of all, you got to have a passion for what you want, and I'm sure you guys have talked about that in the past. You know, and my passion was not to do bookkeeping or tax returns. It was to help the client achieve their goals, whatever those goals are. And so, and that's where my brand started to expand. And so I had a passion for helping people and helping them achieve their goals and targets. But I also was persistent. That's the second P. I didn't give up. It was a crowded industry with a lot of competition, so I had to keep going at it. I also had to have patience, you know, because it's not going to happen overnight. As a matter of fact, my success that I just earlier defined took me 25 years.
That's right.
So I was persistent, I was patient, and I finally got to where I'm comfortable today. but I also had to do a lot of promotion.
Okay.
You know, there was a lot of promotion had to be done. You had to get brand out there. You had to distinguish yourself from all those, literally 1,000 other competitors. What made me different?
You know, and business owners who maybe don't have a large marketing budget think that they have to spend a lot of money, but actually you can do it a different way, right? Why don't you share a little bit about that?
You know, there's, you know, in my industry, what I was doing, and different industries probably have different, you know, requirements.
Right.
But for me, in order to compete, I had to distinguish myself and brand myself different from everybody else. And so there's a lot of ways I did achieve that. And one of them was just getting involved in those organizations that would help me reach my goals. There's a lot of organizations out there to choose from.
Yes.
I had to be selective and pick the ones that met my requirements and where I was going. And once you get engaged with that, you start getting visible. People start meeting you. I wrote articles.
Right.
I got to know some of the media people.
Right.
You know, and so a combination of those things all kind of came together to help me get that recognition and that visibility and establish my brand, which distinguished me from everybody else.
And you know, it takes time. It is something that takes time, and you know, we get caught up in our business and the day-to-day operations, but we also have to understand as business owners that we also have to focus on the marketing. You know, for our business, it's been word of mouth for years. And, you know, we've been getting lately into social media and so forth, and that's a whole nother avenue of marketing, you know. So
It is, but the basic goal is the same.
Yes.
You just want to get that visibility, get that awareness, and distinguish yourself, establish that brand.
Right.
And whether it be on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or wherever that's at, a website,
Right.
that message has to be consistent and has to be persistent. You know, you have to
Right.
just keep doing it and have the patience for it to kick in. Now, the other thing, I wanted to mention the last P.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
We're
go
going to let you
ahead.
finish,
The
right?
fifth P,
Okay.
you got to be playful.
Yes.
And playful to me means you got to play with the model.
Yeah.
You know, things are going to change over time. You can't establish a game plan and not change it for 20 years. You got to play with the model. The model of practice that I have now, completely different
Yes.
what it was 25 years ago.
Yes.
And you got to be willing to play with that, play with the formula a little bit and do some what if and see if this works or that works. You know, and so that's, to me, one of the more important P's, and all 5 of those P's have to be done simultaneously. You can't exclude one of them, otherwise things don't quite go right.
And your target audience comes into play there as well.
Yes, absolutely.
correct?
You got to know who you're trying to attract. You know, I was looking for those small, mid-sized business owners that were relatively successful or had the potential of being successful. Then I could help them manage your wealth.
Right.
It all kind of came together.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, you know, in the type of work that we do, which is helping businesses as well, business owners with their employees, the employee development training and so forth, that's another market again. You know, we have to market to employers who actually have employees. So, you know, that has been an area that we've grown and developed, but we had to really put emphasis in it because we do also do consulting, but our business was consulting for many years. And then we added the employment development courses and so forth. And so we realized that, you know, with our consulting, it was all word of mouth, but with this area, we had to get into the social media and everything. So you've really got to look at your business and spend time thinking about how you can develop and grow it and what your target audience is.
Absolutely. And this is where that playful component comes
Yeah.
in, because when you're out there training and helping these employees develop their skills and become more valuable to themselves as well as the employer, well, these employees tend to move around a little bit.
That's
And they
right.
be-
That's true.
And they become an extension of your marketing efforts.
That's true.
That's right.
So
They-
true.
yeah.
Yeah,
Reg-
we've been very fortunate because that's happened with us, you know.
What are your views of the pros and cons of having a home business, a home-based business?
Well, there are pros and cons.
That's what I want to know.
You know, and a lot of it depends upon the personality, I think, of the person, and maybe even the type of product. I mean, to have a retail operation out of your house probably isn't going to work too
Right.
It's
well.
not going to work.
You know, so, you know, consulting is a good, you know, home-based business.
Okay.
There could be, you know, graphic design, things that don't necessarily have a lot of inventory or have a retail component, you know, and so the industry's got to be right, but also the personality of the person has to be right. You got to be self-disciplined. You got to be focused. You know, having children at home sometimes can be a distraction.
Right.
You know, and so there's elements, but I think, you know, once you decide on having that home business and the pieces are there, it's a great way to keep your costs down.
Oh, no kidding. We started as a home business, but you know, then you reach a point where you've got to make a decision. Are you going to, you know, step out of that comfort zone and then grow, which is, you know, a whole nother area. When we first looked at hiring employees, I remember one of our clients saying to me, "Don't do it," because that brings on a whole nother set of challenges.
It does.
Yeah, and so you've got higher overhead and everything else. However, one of the things that is just so important is that you have to believe that it's going to be okay. You know, that is critical. That is definitely one of the keys to success.
Well, I think that's probably one of the mindsets you have to
Yes.
have from day one, regardless
Right.
of what kind of business you have, is that you're going to do what it takes to be successful.
Right.
What's kind of fun for me to kind of reminisce about is that I started as a home business, and then I grew, and I
Yeah,
had
us
28
too.
offices at
Wow.
one point, and a
Wow.
couple hundred employees. And then I shrunk that down to just
Yeah.
2 offices, and now I'm back into a home business
Right,
environment
right,
again.
right.
So
We ran the gamut.
I did. I went full circle.
But you know, I think that we have to be very clear about what we want, because you know, you can grow really big and then you go, whoa, this is a lot of overhead and managing, and I don't have any personal time. And then, so you know, one thing that's very important is to be very clear about what your vision is with regards to what you want for yourself, your family, and your business.
And don't keep it a secret.
Yes.
Because that vision that you have and what you want to be, it needs to be communicated to some potential clients. And if they fit into that, then they're going to line up and try to become part of that process. You know, if you want to go this way, but you've got a bunch of clients that are kind of different and not quite fit into that model, you know, I would suggest you don't want to spend a lot of time on that. You want to focus on those clients that fit where you want to go.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay.
So we're going to take a short break. This is great information. This is Keys to Success on the Think Tech Live streaming network series. We're talking with Reg Baker regarding our theme today, which is growing your business. I'm Danelia, Danelia.
And I'm the other half of the duo, John Newman.
Aloha! How you doing? Welcome to Hibachi Talk. I'm here, Gordo the Tech Czar on Think Tech Hawaii, and I'm here with my good old buddy Andrew, the security guy.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Aloha.
Good
Thanks
to
for
have
watching.
you. Good to have Andrew here in the house. Please join us every Friday from 1 to 1:30 and follow us up on YouTube. And remember, as we say at the end of every show, how you
you
doing?
Aloha! I'm Chantel Seville, host of the Savvy Chick Show on Think Tech Hawaii, and I'm going on tour. I'm taking you around the world. We're going to Canada, and then we're going to, well, we're in America, then we're going to San Francisco. So keep staying tuned, 11 a.m. every Wednesday on the Savvy Chick Show. We'll see you next time.
Hi, I'm Chris Leatham with Think Tech Hawaii, and I'd like to ask you to come watch my show, The Economy and You, each Wednesday at 3 p.m.
Hello, I'm Crystal from Quack Talk. I've got a new show here. You've got to tune in. Check out my topics on sensitive, provocative female issues. So, Tuesday mornings, 10 o'clock. Don't miss it. It's going to be fun and dangerous.
Welcome back. This is Keys to Success on the Think Tech Live streaming network series. We encourage you to call our hotline, join our conversation at 415-871-2474 or tweet us at ThinkTechHI if you have any questions or comments. We've been talking with Reg Baker, a nationally recognized expert on small and mid-sized businesses, about our theme today, which is growing your business. I'm Danelia, Danelia.
And I'm the other half of the duo, John Newman. Welcome back. Rich,
Sir.
share with our viewers some of the things that you feel would help them bring their business back from a trouble area.
Well, when I go into a stress company situation, a lot of times what I find is that the cause of the problem is probably the owner.
Yes. Oh, such a good comment, Reg.
Look in the mirror, right?
Look in the mirror. You're so right.
Well, and you got to take a look at that and
Yeah.
see what got you to where you're at,
Yeah.
and what is it that you need to change in order to correct that.
Yes.
Now, there are certain things you can look at that's the infrastructure of the company and how it's set up
Yeah.
and et cetera, but when I have gotten into turnaround situations, usually I'll ask the owner to step aside for a little while. Let me go in, take a look at things, analyze what the problems are, make sure that the right people are on their bus in the right seats. There's this cliche that I'm sure you heard is that owners tend to hire in their own image, and the problem
Yes.
with that is that one
That's
of you
the
become
challenge.
redundant.
That's exactly right.
And you need
Yeah.
to have skill sets that complement each other. So.
Right.
Got to take a look at all that, and you got to make sure how the employees are being communicated. I mean, has everybody got targets that are consistently headed in the right direction? And I find that everything has linkage. Your budgets, your forecasts, your goals, your employee job descriptions. What the expectations
Policies.
are of those
Yeah.
employees. Everything's got to be in lockstep
Yeah.
in the direction that you want to go, and if they're not, you need to fix that.
Yes. And looking at attitude, right? Attitude's a big factor. If you have like 1 or 2 employees who have not a real positive attitude, that can affect the entire business, and people don't realize that. I mean, you have somebody with a great attitude at the front desk, all of a sudden the phone starts ringing. It's just amazing.
Well, and that's a key point, is
Yeah.
because that negativity resonates within the company, but it
Yes.
also resonates with the customers.
Yes.
And if the customers don't feel that they're welcomed and they're getting
Yes.
negative vibes when they walk into that business or do business with them, they're not going to come back.
Right.
Yeah, the owners have to be cognizant of the fact that one bad attitude will ruin all of the attitudes.
Yeah.
And as you said, it permeates to that customer through
Right.
the telephone.
Of course it does.
Right.
I mean, they can tell if you're smiling or if you're frowning.
Yeah.
And sometimes the consequences are unanticipated because, okay, let's just say you've got a group, you've got one bad apple that is having these problems, but the owner cuts them some slack.
Yes. We
Right.
find that all the time.
But then all the other employees
Yeah.
go, wait a
Why?
minute, why are you cutting them
Yeah,
slack?
right. And
You're holding us accountable, but not
Right.
him or them
Right.
or whoever.
Yeah.
It starts having these consequences that, divide the team.
Yeah.
It's a virus.
And we found, in our consulting that, business owners say, well, she's been with me for 20 years. That doesn't matter. This is business, okay? This is business. You can still have your personal relationship, which, by the way, as an employer, you shouldn't really be on friendly personal relationship, because that really affects the business as well.
One kind of rule that I have, every rule can be broken.
Right.
But, I look at one employee, and if that one employee, you got loyalty, they've been there for a while, maybe they're not quite working out, but what about the other 99 employees?
Yeah.
Where's
Thank
your
you.
loyalty with them?
Yeah.
And their families? Are you
Right.
going to let this one person drag down the company that
Right.
affects the other 99?
Right.
And that's why they say it's lonely at the top. You've
Yeah,
got to make
that's
those
so
hard
true.
decisions.
So true. It really is.
So, what can you share with our viewers on helping taking a business to the next level?
Well, you first have to define what that next level is. Where is it that you want to go? All right, you're profitable. You've got positive cash flow. Okay, that's nice. Now, do you want to build value in the company? Is the plan to sell the company at some point? Or do you want to maximize cash flows and live on that company for the next generation and just maximize cash? What is that plan? Do you want to go neighbor island? Do you want to go to the mainland? Do you just want to stay on Oahu? Do you want to have a new product line? What is it that you define as the next level? And that's where you've got to get down and talk with the team, talk to the people that are there, because they all have skill sets. We got to make sure that they're the right skill sets to get you to whatever that next level is.
So I hear you saying that you need to define your goals.
Yes, and make sure you've got all the tools to get there. And if you don't have the tools, then you go out and get them.
Right. And I think it's really good what you suggested about working with your employees, with your team, because it's, there are team members that maybe don't feel that they can come forward and make suggestions. Are we as business owners inviting them to do that? Do they feel comfortable doing that without being shot down? you know. So that's a really important message that you're sending as well. You have a team as a business owner, you have a team that you're working with. Present the challenge to them, see what they come up with.
And also let the team know where they fit into the business. Everybody needs to know that, so they become a part of the business, an intricate part of the business, and feel that their worth is there.
Sure, and give them feedback.
Right.
They've got a part to play. That part needs to be defined, and then you need to give them the feedback on how well they're performing in that part, and then give them the tools to make correction if it's necessary.
So what advice would you like to offer viewers as far as building personal strengths and inspiring them to move forward with their business? Because, you know, fear plays a big role in this as well, because, you know, when you're in a situation where maybe profits aren't doing well, or you've taken a downturn, and you just, now fear starts setting into play, and you're like, what do I do? And I'm scared to move forward. What suggestions do you have?
You know, as far as building personal development and being able to, you know, get the skills and the focus that takes you to that next level, it depends upon the person in a lot of cases. You know, what are their strengths and what are their weaknesses? And of course, the old cliche, build on your strengths and strengthen your weaknesses. So once you've done that, I think it's important to, first of all, never stop learning. I mean, you've always got to know what's going on in the industry, know what's going on in your economy, your community, and you need to see where you see yourself moving. You know, I take a look at some different examples. I mean, Blockbuster, you know, they're not around anymore. You know, and they had opportunities to make some changes and change direction, but they didn't do it. You know, and I think there's other industries out there. You know, I kind of, restaurants. If I was a restaurant owner or a chef in a restaurant, very competitive marketplace.
Oh, yes.
And everybody likes to say that we've got the freshest food and we buy locally and, you know, we create our own dishes and all that, and that's all good. But almost every restaurant out there says that.
That's right, exactly.
You know? So to go to the next level and to be professionally successful in that restaurant, what do you got to do? Well, there's one thing that restaurant has that no other restaurant has, nowhere. That's you, the owner.
That's correct.
And so build on that personal brand. Go out and meet the diners. Go out and get visible and build that brand and get to know people. And now all of a sudden, okay, they're going to that fresh food that's nicely prepared and looks good and all that. But when they have that relationship with the owner, that's going to keep them coming back.
And you're so right. I'm glad that we got around to relationships, because communication and relationships are key. Are absolute key to building a business, because you've got clients. When was the last time you actually saw your clients or met with them or talked to them personally? Keep building that relationship, because sometimes when we get clients, we're really have a good relationship with them in the beginning, and then we start taking them for granted, or vice versa. Vice versa as well. And so then things might not go as well.
And to piggyback on what Danelia just said, we are in an age of technology, text messaging, email, you know. We've gone away from personal contact. How do you feel the personal contact ranks on the scale of communication now?
I'm not a millennial.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no, surprisingly. But, you know, I think, ask a millennial that question, you may get a different answer. But for me, I enjoy that part of the client service. I enjoy the personal contact, the communication. I joke that I force myself out of the office to do that, but I really don't have to force myself too hard, because it's a natural part of what I enjoy. You know, if I was dealing with a client that was a millennial, I might communicate more with the texting. You know, they don't do email that well. So it's the texting that you do.
Right.
And so again, it depends upon the customer a little bit, but I enjoy that personal contact. Even with some of the millennial clients that I have, I still meet them and talk to them, and they appreciate that.
And we found that to be true as well. You can text and email for months, and when you meet that person, it's a whole different relationship. You know, that person really enjoyed, wow, you know, I thought you were this and I thought you were that. And we've gone away from that. And I feel that the personal aspect is a key thing.
I think there's a lot more information
Oh,
that
yes.
gets exchanged in the body language, in the facial expressions, in the tone that you use when you have a face-to-face communication.
One other aspect I'd like to bring into this also is integrity. The fact that, you know, as a business owner, you have integrity with your team, you have integrity with your clients. That is really critical, I think, for building your business, because if people trust you, they will be there for you as well. And that's a
Absolutely.
critical aspect as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think a big component of that integrity is to be reliable.
Yes.
When you say you're going to do something, you do it. Be
Yes.
responsive. If you don't have that personal contact, be responsive to those emails.
Yes.
Don't let them sit there for 2 or 3 days.
Correct.
All right.
You know, get back to them as quick as you can. Be responsive, be consistent,
Yeah.
and be reliable. Deliver or
Right.
over-deliver.
All right.
Well,
on
that
aspect-
went really quick.
Too
I'm sorry,
fast.
I've just got
Too
to
fast,
cut us
yeah.
off. Boy, we
Yeah.
were just going there. We got so much great information. Thanks
Yes.
so much, Reg. So we're going to have to wrap it up. Reg Baker's words of wisdom with regards to his keys to success can be found on Newman Consulting Services landing page, danelia.org. We're going to abbreviate the show and put it in writing. Thanks to you, our viewers and listeners, for tuning in. Thanks to our broadcast engineers, Zuri Bender, our floor manager, Nick Sexton, and to Jay Fadil, our executive producer who puts it all together. Thank you, Reg, so much for joining us
was
today.
my
This
pleasure.
was great information.
Enjoyed it very much.
Okay.
Yes.
ThinkTech Keys to Success will be back next Thursday at 11 a.m. Please tune in again and ask your friends and family to do so as well.
I'm Danelia, Danelia.
And I'm the other half of the duo, John Newman. And departing with you today, we'd like to share a quote from Benjamin Disraeli. And it says, "The most successful people in life are usually those that have the best information." We thank you all.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha.